Have you checked out ChevetteReport.com? It's the newest cigar media outlet to keep you in the know with all things cigar lifestyle related. From press releases to reviews, we have it all covered. Be some of our first members to join ChevetteReport.com and be a part of the next step in the cigar culture. ChevetteReport.com.
It's a rare condition this day and age to read any good news on the newspaper page. And love and tradition of the grand design, some people say, is even harder to find. Well, then there must be some magic clue inside these gentle walls. 'Cause all I see is a tower of dreams, real love bursting out of every seam. It's the bigger love of the family.
Welcome into yet another Chief Talk episode 20 of season 6. Oh man, finally episode 20. How are you guys doing this evening? And ladies, because we do have a fair amount of women, ladies, who sit and smoke with us every single week. I want to give a big welcome to Charles Adamson. Says, hey all, have fun tonight. I have another Granddaughter's music program tonight. Charles Adamson, hope you're still here so I can say hello to you. But have fun this evening. Mac Burks, and hey everyone, congrats to everyone that has a family member graduating. And wishing a happy birthday to his dad, MG Paul C. Bergson. Adam Wolf, welcome in to the show. Michael Zakvek, Bob Ellis, Dan Burns, what's going on? Banker John Stogie's sister, Cal Erba, what is going on? Evening, everyone. What are we smoking on tonight? I want to know, what are you guys smoking? What are you guys drinking? I broke out something a little. It's rare now. Wasn't so rare a couple years ago. But I have the Undercrown Shade Suprema. So if Jay Bates is watching, he'll know I got the good stuff. And I've got a little Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar over here. Bob the Cigar Guy, what are you smoking this evening?
I'm working on that Cohiba Siri M 2024. Evidently, it's going to be an annual release. Last year's was purple. This is more of a burgundy or a brandy color. And a Diet Pepsi.
What are you guys drinking? What are you guys smoking? Past few weeks, I've paired a nice spirit to go along with the show, but this evening I have decided to just go the Dr. Pepper route. Baseball card curmudgeon says, "What's up, fellas? What's up?" Semiflow, my man from the Northeast. What is going on? Stogie's sister has got an El Septimo first edition. Michael Zakvek has got a Palpetta in the ice tea. Bob Ellis has got the new, or the OG Jaguar. Let's see. Did I miss anything else so far that anybody said? Charles Adamson says, not smoking tonight, not allowed in grade school. Wah. Back when you were in grade school, though, they allowed smoking indoors, I imagine.
We had one schoolhouse, so the high schoolers were there with us as the little kids. So.
Pause the presses. We're back down at 19, but we were at 20 viewers for 20 streams in a row in under 5 minutes. Sammy Flo, Adam Wolf, thank you for hitting the love button over on Facebook. Michael Zach, thank you for hitting the like button on Facebook. And everybody who has hit the like button, 15 people over on YouTube at the moment. Thank you all who have hit the like button over there. Greatly appreciate it. Supremo Tobacco, my man with the plan, Gary Z. I'm smoking at the Founder First, or smoking a Founder First Edition Maduro. Nika Rustica Adobe Toro by AJ with some whiskey. That's not by AJ, it's by Drew Estate. Unless AJ Fernandez came out with a Nika Rustica Adobe that I didn't hear about.
I haven't heard of it. I didn't see the press release.
But no, smoking on the. I haven't smoked an Underground Shade in quite a while, but I went with the Suprema. This is a discontinued cigar now, but this is a Solomon Vitola. Great stick, love this stick. My favorite of the Underground Shade line. It's too bad they don't make it anymore.
They came in those little 5-count boxes, didn't they?
5 or 6, but they were just. It was the first box
Small
purchase I
boxes.
ever made.
Yeah.
Too many whiskeys. So how are you guys doing? Have you been since last week? I've been great. Had the Highland Games last week. Went out there on Saturday, threw my little heart out, got second place. So congratulations to me. I thought about bringing my plaque in, but I didn't want it to smell like cigar smoke because I'm probably going to hang it up in the house somewhere. So you'll just have to envision me holding up my plaque right here. No sword, unfortunately. I would have loved to have won another sword, but I did get promoted to the premier group of throwers that's not professional. So I've been promoted to the A throwers, which is a big deal.
And you were focused a lot on their website. I don't remember the name of the website, but
well, it's the Facebook. The photographer that they hired, he got some good pictures of me because I was doing cartwheels after throwing the caber the third time and flipping the caber. I was the only person at the event this year to flip the caber all 3 times. Not only in my division, but across the whole entire field. I was the only person to flip it.
So how did you not get first in the caber?
Because the best throw I made was an 1150, and the best throw in the B's was a 12.
Yeah, but if you throw 3 times, doesn't it give more weight for 3 throws?
Nope.
Compared
Take your
to
best
2?
throw.
Really?
And if you tie your best throw, they go to your second best
Have a
throw.
doggone.
And if you tie your second best throw, they go to your third best throw.
Have a doggone.
So smash that like button, everyone. Diana Burns with the congratulations. Thank you very much, Miss Diana. Appreciate that. Stogie sister, thank you very much. Bob Ellis, I didn't realize the Matapa had been rebranded. Saw the Axum and didn't know what it was. Yes, the Matapa was rebranded at the beginning of this year. Very end of last year, beginning of this year, it was rebranded. They said they wanted to rebrand it to kind of be like more in line with the namings of and the cultures behind some of the cigars that they do, but I'm pretty sure it has everything to do with the new law out of Nicaragua that says you're not allowed to use basically the name, image, of likeness of Nicaraguan stuff unless you want to pay a fine or maybe grandfathered in. So the Matapa was a brand new cigar last year, so they probably didn't reach that grandfathered in mark. Congratulations, Chief. Thank you, Adam Wolf. You all right, my bad. Had AJ on my mind. You think I would know, as I have smoked a box a week every day, smoked for the past 3 years. Woo!
God,
Man,
no.
you smoking them.
Now
Rick
you had
Carroll,
2
what's
personal
up,
records,
gentlemen?
right?
Adam Wolf. Spring Tobacco, more, ha 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 ha. Did he win? What did he win? And then Charles Adamson, I don't have the sound on. Am I going to miss Chief drinking Ardbeg? No, I didn't win first place. I would have had to have won first place, but I got second place. Here, let me change my name. Let me edit my name for him. No Ardbeg got second. All right, add Charles right here. No Ardbeg got second. Right there.
That's fine.
I like that I can do that. What was your question, Bob the Cigar Guy?
About your personal records.
Yes, so out of the 7 events that I throw, I broke 2 of my records. The heavyweight for distance and the lightweight for distance. I tied 2 of my records with the weight over bar and the sheaf, but I could have, and obviously it's not horseshoes or hand grenades, so close doesn't count. But I threw 13 feet with the 56-pound one-handed over. Screaming Tobacco says, well, I can see myself on YouTube. BTCG Inception. Charles Bummer. Well, I am going to throw again in September, so maybe well, he can't hear me.
And that's a lot of typing to put your name in.
So with the weight over bar, which is a 56-pound weight you throw one-handed over your head, I threw 13 feet, which ties my record. 13 feet over my head, or over my head 13 feet, or whatever. Stack me on top of myself twice, and that's the height I had to throw. And I hit 13 feet on the first attempt, which I was like, oh man, I'm gonna knock 14 foot out of the park. And you get 3 chances to throw at each of those heights with the sheath and the weight over bar. You get 3 chances to throw per height, so you could end up throwing 20 times if you throw the third throw, or if you make it the third throw. But the goal is to try to get it in one throw, because you don't want to tire out your arm, tire out your muscles, your legs, all that stuff that work together to throw it over the bar. And so I got to 14 feet, and the first throw went straight under it and behind. No chance of making it. Second throw, I smacked the bar on the way up, and it didn't go over the bar. The third throw, I took a half a step out too far, and it went up over it about a foot and came down right in front of it, which sucked. So if I would have been another half a step back, I would have made it. And the same thing with the sheaf. 24 foot, you throw a 16-pound bag of hay with a 3-pronged pitchfork, and you throw it up and over your head. And I made 24 foot on my second throw, and all 3 throws. No, the first throw for 26 foot sailed way behind, didn't even make anywhere near the height. The second throw hit the bar, but wasn't going to ever go over it, barely kissed the bar. The third throw, I stepped out a half a step too far, and it went over the bar. It went up above the bar and back right in front of the bar. Actually, it smacked the bar on the way down, which kind of sucked. Because if you get lucky enough, if you hit it just right, it'll smack the bar and roll over, and that counts as a throw. Let's see. What else have I missed? Jay Bates. Hey. How's it going, peeps? Jay Bates, Undercrown Suprema. Sean Crowley. Hey, guys. Charles Adamson. Bummer. Oh, I already read that one. Stogie Sister said, dang, that's impressive. Thank you, Stogie Sister. How far can you throw the old man? About as far as I need to. Anthony Janis peeking from work. Ooh, don't get in trouble. But yeah, it was a great event. The guy who won first, I was chasing him most of the day. So I knew I wasn't going to get first. They broke us up into 2 groups in my division. And so I didn't know the other group, what numbers they were posting. The only time we all threw together was on the caber. And I knew I got second place in caber. But there were some guys that were throwing the caber that I was like, ooh, got to watch out for them whenever I can see them. And unfortunately, you kind of break off from each other and you don't really see what each other's throwing, and you don't intermingle with each other. So we couldn't say, hey, how you guys doing over there? Plus, you try to start remembering numbers of everybody else throwing. Then you got to remember your numbers you're throwing, the numbers you're throwing with. But the guy who won, he was in my group. I got second place, and then third place was in the other group. So turned out all right for not throwing for the past 6 years. Have been training in the gym, lifting them weights, getting strong since January. But the fact that I did break 2 of my records and tie 2 of my records after 6 years of not throwing every year, I'm happy with that. So I am going to be throwing again in September. I signed up for games in North Georgia in September. So if you happen to be in Clayton, Georgia at the end of September, come on by. $20 gets you in the door, and you can watch me throw things in a kilt. Bob Ellis, are there weight classes? No. Actually, when you throw more competitive games, they do end up breaking men into lighter classes. They do have like under 200-pound classes. You throw with your class. You throw with the A's, the B's, or the Masters, or whatever. But they can tabulate your scores based off of being under that 200-pound weight. But I don't know if there was there might have been one or two guys who were under 200 pounds that I threw with this year. So I've never thrown at a game where they factor in weight, but there are games that do factor in weight.
Hey, Miss Allison.
Let's see.
Congratulations on the anniversary.
Adam Wolf says, hello, Mac. Mac Bergson had a tool sale. Gary's Andrew, thank you very much, Miss Allison. My boys. Hello, Miss Allison. How are you doing this evening? Bob Ellis, my 5'7", 180 against someone your size wouldn't work out too well. There, I'll say this. There are some guys out there that utilize, because some of the events you can incorporate spins and stuff into to help build momentum. And the professionals do it a lot because the professionals are throwing like 17, 18 feet. So I've got to add another 5-6 feet to my throw in order to ever dream of competing and winning in a pro level. They are slowly adding all of the scores, though. I've been checking since Sunday, the website that they register all the scores on, because I want to compare my scores to the A's and see where I would have fared if I threw in the A's this year. So it'll be interesting to see. Been talking. Oh, I'm good. But I do want to say, before I forget, because I forgot completely last week, that the show is not only sponsored by Drew Estate, it is sponsored by Zycar. And actually, it's technically sponsored by the parent company, Quality Importers. But because Quality Importers owns Zycar, Zycar is partnered with Cheap Talk to offer a 15% discount code on their website. If you go and check out a lighter or cutter or travel humidor or cigar stand, lighter bleeder tool, whatever they have on their website, if you, when you're checking out, you go to that referral or the checkout code, the discount code, you put in Chief Talk, all one word and capitalized, you get yourself 15% off your order. And so I use that to roll me into, you can buy merch now. How do you buy merch? For those who are watching and want to know, if you go to ChevetteReport.com, it's the only link in the description, and you go to the top of the page, there's a button that says merch. Actually, what I can do is I can come over here and go to ChevetteReport.com and come on over back to my stream here, and I can present a screen here and share. Booyah! Look at there. You see my cursor going around this little merch? You click that merch button. Oh my goodness. There's merchandise. Look at there. And none of it's regulated. So YouTube can't come for me. Facebook can't come for me. But we have a Bob the Cigar Guy travel case. A Bob the Cigar Guy black. Actually, it's just the black torch. One of the things I didn't do when showing these torches is I didn't show that they're double-sided, because while there's a black torch here, there is an OD green torch here. The OD green torch has the Chief logo on one side, but it matches the Chief 5-count travel humidor. The BTCG torch here has the BTCG logo on the other side, but it's black to match the black travel case. And then we also have matching cutters down here. They did not have the ability to put the cutter in OD green, so it doesn't completely match, but black and OD green go together very well. But each lighter has both logos on the lighter. So one side has the BTCG logo, the other side has the Chief logo. And then we have bundle packs. You save a little bit of money, a couple bucks if you buy the bundle pack. But if you wanted to buy a bundle pack, but you don't want to buy two bundle packs, you can go and you can purchase a bundle. Like you can purchase the Chief bundle pack, which comes with the Chief travel case, the Chief cutter, the green lighter, and also, if you can see up here, is the wooden cigar rest with the Chief logo on one side and the Bob Cigar Guy logo on the other. The BTCG bundle pack is on the other. It shows that it has the Bob the Cigar Guy logo on it, the Bob the Cigar Guy cutter, and the black torch lighter. But if you wanted to get yourself a black travel case and a green lighter, and you wanted to have the cutters, you can build your own. You can select all three of those things, build your own bundles. But we did make 2 bundle packs that do save just a little bit of money. And I know some people can be like, oh my goodness, that seems so expensive. We have to sell things at a certain price or a certain percentage of our price from quality importers in order to continue to stay in the good graces of those of quality importers. But like I said, if you go over to ChevetteReport.com, at the very top of the web page, there is a merch link, and it takes you directly to our Shopify store. How about that?
Pretty darn good.
How about that? Jay Bates says, did you smoke at the games, Chief? I did. I smoked an Umbagog at the end of the games. Shaving the beard to be more aerodynamic. Well, luckily for me, I don't have to worry about aerodynamics. Michael Zachary with the Spree with Tobacco says, we need all of the merch. Stogie Sister with the Bob Ellis with the I'm just missing. Enjoy it, bro. Jay Bates, whoop whoop merch. Yeah. Spree with Tobacco with those are some nice pictures too. Thank you. Did it myself. Mac Bergson, how was the birthday, Bob the Cigar Guy?
It was good. Everybody came over. We hung out, and kids got to play a whole bunch, and we smoked some cigars, and Chief cooked some hot dogs and hamburgers, and First Lady did everything, cooked everything else, and it was a good time.
Hey, I have an email that somebody has purchased a Chief bundle pack and a Bob the Cigar Guy bundle pack.
Wow.
Wowzers is
Wow.
right.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. One person bought both packs? Wow.
One person bought both packs.
That's awesome.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
They're watching, so I don't know if they want me to say their name, but thank you very much. Highly appreciate it. And you are the first purchaser of Bob the Cigar Guy swag. Ron Maggio celebrated a birthday. Sounds like a great birthday. Mine was good too. Happy birthday to you, my Gemini twin. Haha. Dan Burns says I'm gonna get my merch or get some merch soon. No stickers or clothing. No stickers or clothing. Now I don't know if Bob the Cigar Guy will throw any stickers in there or not. I know we have some stickers, but I'm not sure if they'll get thrown in or not. We did not add that into.
We're running out of stickers, actually.
Oh, are we? I didn't know that.
We're low on stickers.
But
If I got some, I'll throw some.
But no clothing. We did clothing through Teespring a long time ago. I think if you dig hard enough, you can still find those links. But that's all on their end. They have all that stuff. They sell it. They print it. They ship it. This is all going to be shipped through us. Now, there is a thing on there that if you spend over $50, you get free shipping, which is nice. But if you spend under $50, you have 2 selections for shipping options. But yes, hats would be cool at some time.
We tried hats. I did hats one time. We got 5 of each. It was a deal, and the hats just weren't up to our expectations. And so you start getting into Richardson hats. You start getting into better hats. You have to buy a large number, and they are expensive per, which it almost cost us. We'd probably have to sell them at $30, $35 a hat to be able to recoup our costs and all that. And
You're frozen on my end.
I just don't think people are going to buy a Bob the Cigar Guy Chief hat for $35.
I think no. I think people would buy them. I don't think enough people would buy them.
Yeah.
That may be something we look forward to in the future. But right now, hatched just don't make a.
Because to get the price down to where it's manageable, you have to buy a gross, which is 144. If you want to get
And
decent
there are
numbers.
some ways. There are ways you could do things like, hey, we're going to do a group buy of hats, and then you can do the group buy, and then you can say, okay, it's going to cost this much. This is how much we're going to charge you. We'll ship it to you. Blah 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 blah. You don't make as much money that way.
Well, and you have to get we'd have to get prototypes first, and so you have to pay for your prototypes. And so if that prototype's not good enough, you have to get it done again, and it can be a rabbit hole.
More purchases.
Boom.
What is this? A BTCG bundle pack and a black torch, a green torch, and cut tools, all purchased. So everybody's getting free shipping so far. But to everybody who has bought so far, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Very, very kind of you. You guys have been asking for it for a long time. I have finally gotten around to being able to do it, and I did it.
You did a good job too.
And I kind of wish I would have gone this route before I ever went any other routes, which bogged me down for a very long time. I will say this did provide some hurdles and some things that I had to learn and teach myself and jump through. So Dan Burns says, "What about watches?"
Well, I'll tell you what, them William Henry watches are pretty dang cool.
Supreme Check with the "Let's Go," Michael Z with the "Boom, baby." But no, there was a when I went to the Drew Estate event a couple weeks ago, there was a local watchmaker who raffled off some of his watches in the Drew Estate raffle stuff. Pretty cool, nice watches. I didn't own one. I would just wear my Apple Watch. Dan Burns, thank you, Chief, for getting the merch forth. Absolutely. We've had the merch for a while at the beginning of the year. And then I tried to go through a couple different routes of getting it done, just couldn't get it done. Put it to the back burner, had PCA, got through all the PCA stuff, and have finally gotten it to you all. So tonight is the initial launch of the merch. So there are limited quantities of the stuff. Unfortunately, I don't think when you click on it, it shows you how many quantity are left. But it will, once it sells out, it will not sell it. So
I think there's only 15 bundles of each of the green and of the black, if I'm not mistaken.
13, I believe. Let me come over here to the account and look at products.
Yeah, 13 of each bundle. 10
so we have
travel cases by themselves.
We have 10 BTCG travel cases. We have 24 black torches. We have 11 BTCG bundle packs. We have 12 Chief bundle packs. We have 10 Chief travel cases, 24 cut tools, and 24 OD green torches available. But it does show me that there have been some sold. So that's nice.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, I've got another there's 4 purchases now. It hadn't come through my email yet.
Wow.
So look at there. One of these orders says this may be fraudulent, and he's going to enjoy this picture. Sorry. Come on. It's not fraudulent. That's kind of cool, though, that it says that. So awesome. All right, back to our regularly produced show. Thank you all to those who have gone ahead and purchased so far.
No, we have an article put up on Chevette Report.
No article yet.
Do we plan to have one?
Probably. Add banner. There we go.
Definitely.
Just for when people inevitably come in as the show continues, they'll be able to see that because we're not going to mention it every 30 seconds. Supreme Tobacco with the family representing strong, absolutely. So far, very successful. Much more successful than I thought it was going to be tonight. And that's all thanks to you guys and gals. Actually, it's just guys so far, but eventually, gals. But no, yeah, the merch is up. You asked for merch. That's what I titled the show this evening, and you now have the merch. Bob Cigar Guy, did you bring things out to show them in person or online?
I did. I came.
Joe Olesensky, hey family watching from work. Joe O, my boy, welcome into the show. Bob the Cigar Guy, show us some of that merch you got over there.
All right, so in the this is one that's closest. If you get the kit, $55, free shipping. You're going to get the 5-count Travador. All right, this is the cigar caddy setup. Inside of that, in the case, you're going to get little goodies.
If you buy the bundle.
You buy the bundle pack. So let me set this down. I didn't plan this well. You're going to get the lighter.
Another purchase has been made.
Now with the lighter, the black lighter, you're going to get the Paleo lighter, which I've used. Where is it? I've used this one that we got at PCA last year.
Pistola.
The Pistola from last year, and I put it through its paces. It lit 55, 60 cigars with one fill. I still use it all the time. It is the one I grab the fastest, especially when I review, because it's pretty much a guarantee that it's going to work. Nice big double jet, big dial on the bottom. Love the thing. Price point's amazing on it for the quality of the lighter. So it's got the BTCG Rhino on one side, and then it's got Chief in white on the other side. Now on Chief's lighter, the one that comes in Chief's kit, it's going to be green. And I can open that up too. But the Chief logo is going to be
black,
muted black. But this is still going to be the same on both of them. All right. So you're going to get that with the kit. You're also going to get one of the Bob the Cigar Guy cutters, the Perfecto cutters. Right. Nice little cutter. Now, these cutters were not as amazing as we had expected them to be. We will probably we will never ever reorder these again. So this will be a one and done. The next ones we're going to come out with will probably be like an XI or something like that, which is going to be a lot more pricey as well, because they are very proud of those. They're good cutters, the XI cutters. This is a good cutter. I've used it, but it's more of an event cutter. All right. You're also going to get in there, and this is the only way you can get these is buying the kit. Is this cigar rest we get from Laser Rust?
Yeah, so the only way to get this is if you purchase the kit. We did not offer these up
as
individually for sale. So the only way you get the wooden rest, which with our old school rests, it's the same. So if you bought any of the old ones that said like Bob on one side and Chief on the other, this one's different because it's got our actual logos on it.
So there's the logo of the Chief, and then there's the logo of the Bob the Cigar Guy. It's got the keychain if you want to keep it with your keys or keep it together. Me personally, when I'm using mine, especially when taking pictures, I take that ring off. It just looks better. It's easier to store too, so you don't have this little ring. But that ring, it's a good solid ring. The guy, the family at Laser Rust does a great job. And your Paleo lighter is going to come in a nice little box, the Pistola box. And so that's the full set for the Bob the Cigar Guy setup, which is right there. Right? It's got the nice little logo on it. The Chief bundle.
Hey, another purchase has gone through.
So you've got the same
mother lover.
You got basically the same setup, except there's a couple of variable differences. Number one, your cutter is going to be the Chief logoed cutter. which I actually like the Chief logo cutter better because it takes up all the space. It fits better to me on this than the Bob Cigar Guy cutter. You're going to get another one of the cigar rests, and then your Paleo. Let me not tear this box because this is going to ship. I want you to have a good box. So the Chief Paleo cutter or Paleo lighter has the Chief in the black, as you can see. Nice thick. This is not going to wipe off. This is going to stay on for a long time. I think it's a laser embossment or I don't dye sublimation or something like that.
It's
But-
not like screen printed.
No,
on
it's not something that's going to wipe off. Also, with the cutters, we opted for, instead of, you can get just a paper cover, or you can get that nice little dome label. And the dome label is more expensive, but it's a whole lot better. It's a whole lot better look, and it's a Perfecto cutter as well. Perfecto cutter, if you're doing a pyramid or a torpedo, you just cut it 2 or 3 times and it'll cut down to the size that you want. Now, we also have in the cut tools, you have
you can say it on here.
the Chief and the BTCG cutters. You get both of those in the cut tool kit. If you buy just the Travador, you will get either the Chief Olive Drab Travador, or you get the BTCG Black Travador with nothing in it but the foam. And then you can also get the Paleo cutter or Paleo lighters, and you will just get the Paleo lighter in the box. The only way, like we said, to get the cigar rest is if you purchase the set. That's just one of the added bonuses we had, just because you're spending a little bit more money, and we had these, and so we thought it would be nice to throw them in there and get you to enjoy them and take lots of great pictures.
Yeah. Again, if you've just joined, if you go over to ChevetteReport.com and come up here to merchandise, it takes you to our Shopify. It wanted me to. It gave me the option to purchase a domain name because it gives this weird numbered domain. But I was like, I'm not asking people to go to my Shopify. I'm asking people to go to my website that I already have.
Right.
But yeah, you can see all of our options that are available. They are labeled the way they are because I didn't want Shopify to get upset and like the last time I tried to sell things, I was like, oh, because you said it's got cigar in it, you're not allowed to sell it. So none of this is regulated at all. It's a lighter, it's a cutter, and it's a box, right? So that's why cigar cutters are labeled
Cut
tools. That's why cigar lighters are labeled torch, black torch, OD green torch. Right. I don't like how they're laid out, but they're in alphabetical order.
It's kind of neat how you can scroll over and they change.
Yeah, it's the only one that won't do it is the cutters, just because
cool, it's one photo.
The cutter only has one photo.
And it's not on our website, but people have been asking about the cigar coin rests. I'm making them just making them myself, so this is not something that's going to be on the website. So what we're promoting tonight is the website stuff, the gear.
That gets a really big picture.
Look at that picture.
I'm glad that it's taken in high quality. But yeah, there's 2 pictures per item, so you can. This one shows you a little better if it'll load the Bob the Cigar Guy side of the rest. And then again, there's that nice Bob the Cigar Guy. Again, when you get this black lighter, it's the Bob the Cigar Guy logo. That's why the lighter's facing this way in this photo, and why the green lighter is facing that way is because on this side it's the Chief logo, and on the other side it's the Bob the Cigar Guy logo. And
Father's Day is coming, so if this is something that you want to make sure you get something that you want for Father's Day and you want it, make sure you tell your sweetie.
Hold the presses. Hey, if I may, I'd like to send congratulations to my wife, Rebecca.
Congratulations.
Who just accepted a job like 2 minutes ago. Very proud of her. We are very proud of
She's
you.
not a Milwaukee sales representative. Mac, you're not putting her to work in the Milwaukee
Pop Ellis.
group. That's funny.
Nice merch, guys. Are the only payment methods PayPal and Venmo? At the moment, yes, because to go through the other payments, I had to register a whole bunch of other things to jump hoops through. Also, with international, I don't know if it'll accept international or not. I've selected it to where it wouldn't, but it didn't seem clear. If we do get international orders, we might have to say, hey, look, if you're willing to pay the difference on whatever it costs us to ship it to you internationally, we will happily ship it to you. But I think that's kind of okay, I understand.
Right.
Now, if you do spend over $50, you do get free shipping. But again, international,
Continental U.S. only.
we'll have to work with you a little bit there. Joey V, what's up, my brother?
What's up, Bo?
Ricky J. Hey, fellas, smoking Pravada Club, the Rainier Lorenzo with JD Single Barrel Proof. That whiskey sounds good. Dan Burns says the rests are great. Photos de Puros with the congratulations to Miss Rebecca. Stogie sister, that's great. Adam Wolf, congratulations. Mac says, I wish I could get a better discount. Jay Bates with congrats, Mac, and happy birthday to your dad. I need some swag for sure. I'll tell you where to get. Supremo Tobacco, you should be able to link a card to your PayPal and Venmo. It's okay. I'll wait for the future merch you might produce. Are you guys taking care of the shipping? Anything over 50, that'll come out of us. But fortunately, the box, like when we ship you, if you bought a humidor, right, a travel humidor, as Bob showed, he can put the lighter, the cutter, and the rest all in their packaging inside of the travel humidor. So it honestly shouldn't cost that much more to honestly ship.
Well, to ship in little boxes,
But
the
if
little
you-
boxes that we go with are about
if
$11
you-
a piece.
If you do, that's if you do the
Priority mail.
USPS priority mail. I don't know if we'll do that or not. Again, now that we have orders, we'll get to look into the whole system and see what it's like. Yes, it's all physical here. Everything will come from Traveler's Rest. Nothing is drop shipped or third party company. It all comes through us.
Yep.
If you do buy under the $50 limit, it does charge shipping. You can choose 2 different types of shipping, and based off of my testing out myself. I didn't order anything because I didn't want to mess up the system with the numbers. It's like $2 more to ship it 2 days faster. We will try to abide by the shipping days that it has available, and anybody who orders today, your stuff's getting shipped out within the next few days. Bob the Scar Guy has his long weekend, so he's going to be able to possibly even ship these things tomorrow. We're just going to have to look into that. Maybe look into, Brian texted me and said look into pirate ship. So
What I'm kind of worried about getting into the shipping place, because number one, you got to buy a printer, then you got to pay for your labels, and then you got to do all that other stuff. And I just don't know if I have the technical prowess to do that, other than just writing it down and shipping it out that way. To be honest, the priority shipping has worked really well for me. And so I'm going to have to look into the cost differences of if I have to buy packaging, if I have to buy boxes, is that going to be a difference in
we have
in
6
cost?
orders on standby at the moment.
We might not have anything to sell after tonight.
No, we're not gonna ship it. We're not gonna sell everything out tonight unless you guys want to buy it all.
If you buy them all, then you can sell them on the secondary market for twice as much.
There you go. I'm not encouraging that. That sounds like
I'm not either.
illegal activities.
And just to let you know, this is not. I mean, the income that's coming in
Oh,
is gonna be
we have
going-
7 orders.
is going to expand the channel, help us with travel, help us with expenses. Believe it or not, we have expenses monthly. And also, Chief has been chomping at the bit to get a new lens. Every lens he gets seems to cost more and more.
You can't throw me under the bus here. Don't try to bounce off me now.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, we're not. I'm not trying to air out any dirty laundry.
It's not dirty laundry. I'm just telling people that we're not just going to put this money in our pocket or take our sweethearts out to Golden Corral for dinner. I mean, this stuff is going to help to grow the channel and help us to put out better content.
Sam Flo says, "Great job, guys." Thanks, Sam Flo. Appreciate that. Pretty much back says, "You can print on a regular printer. I have to use it for work stuff." No, yeah. Super excited to see that it's leaving the studio because it's taking up space.
A lot of space.
We
got it everywhere.
Plus, it's nice because we're going to be ordering some new stuff here soon. I will say we're probably not going to. I don't know. We might reorder some stuff if it seems to be like, oh man, I wish I would have been around, for Chief Talk to order that. Because I will say the Bob Cigar Guy bundle packs are going faster than the Chief bundle packs. That was expected, but
that's just because more colors on the box is all that is. That's all.
It's called the Bob Cigar Guy YouTube channel. Plus, the anti-Chief agenda is real. Adam Wolf says, speaking of dirty laundry, Chief, when are you going to tell the people about the 5 Rock Patel cigars you were smoking off camera? Nope. There were a couple other guys who ended up smoking cigars at the Highland Games at the end of the games, and one of the guys was smoking a JR's Factory cigar, and it looks a lot like the band on it looks a lot like the Rocky Patel Edge. And I was like, "You smoking Rocky Patel?" He's like, "God, no." And I was like, "My man." Which, funny enough, he grew up next door neighbors to one of my good friends who co-teaches the youth with me at church, which is actually kind of funny and interesting, more interesting than funny, but he runs the Georgia Highland, the North Georgia Highland game, so I'll be seeing him again. So I'll make sure I bring some more cigars again for that event. But yeah, once the event was over, I saw him light up his cigar, so I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna watch and see if anybody goes over and yells at him." I had seen a guy smoking a cigarette all day, and he kept smoking. So I don't know if anybody ever came up and told him, "Hey, you can't do that." Usually, like the people who are wearing kilts and throwing things are regarded as like the superstars.
Don't bother them. They're not all there. They're throwing heavy things, so leave them alone and let them do what they do.
And so I saw him smoking. About 5 minutes went by, and I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna light mine up." So I lit mine up, and then another guy came over with an Arturo Fuente Hemingway, and he was smoking it. So that was a lot of fun. I shook the athletic director was new this year, and so I went over and shook his hand and thanked him for putting on the games again this year. And he was like, he saw me. Before he said anything, responding to me about me thanking him for running the games. He's like, "Man, I thought I smelled something good." So Dan Burns says, any ashtrays in the future? Possibly.
Absolutely hope so.
Ashtrays are expensive, even at our cost, in which, again, we have to sell things at a certain percentage in order to stay within good standing with quality importers. The reason they do
There's a minimum price.
The reason they do that is so that if you're looking at a 5-count quality importers travel humidor at your local lounge and they're selling it for the right price, but Bob the Cigar Guy and Chief are selling that same 5-count just branded for 50% less, then they're going to lose business, and that doesn't do good with quality importers.
Right.
And so quality importer says, "Hey, you have to sell this for at least a certain price."
And some cigar manufacturers do that as well. They won't let you underprice.
We did. It was kind of my incentive was you do technically get all of the stuff cheaper and a free cigar rest if you buy the bundle pack. So it encourages buying the bundle pack, which some people would be like, well, you're just making it so you can make more money. No, we have to keep it at a certain price point. And I wanted to incentivize those who were spending $55 to buy a bundle pack, plus you get free shipping at $55.
And with the ashtrays, there's a melamine ashtray, a 4-stick ashtray that we could do a lot of cool branding on. It's like the Drew Estate ashtrays, that plasticky kind of thing that you can put in the house, out the house, and it'll last forever unless you run over with your lawnmower. Jay Bates.
Well, one of the things,
but then there's also a crystal ashtray, which I really love, but those are going to be in the $100 mark, and I just don't see.
So one of the things that with the ashtrays was, if we decided, because you have to buy a certain amount of things to qualify. You can't just say, oh, hey, I want 7 lighters, 6 cutters, 32 humidors, and 4 stand-up cabinet humidors. You've got to buy things at certain quantities for the price.
Right.
And so when we were looking at what we originally wanted to do is we wanted to have we wanted to do the Palio Pistola lighter. We wanted to do that one. We had looked at a different cutter. We looked at we wanted to do the travel humidors, and we wanted to do an ashtray. But if we were going to do the ashtray, we were basically going to have to choose the ashtray and one other thing.
Right.
And so we wanted to be able to have a few different things. So we've got 2 different cutters, 2 different lighters, travel humidor.
2 different humidors.
Yeah, 2 different humidors, 2 different cutters, 2 different lighters. So we wanted to be able to give a variety, and also wanted to, be able to break it up and have, different colors. Obviously, I do a lot in OD green. I wear a lot of OD green. Bob Scarga happens to be wearing it as well this evening, but he likes black a lot. He likes to wear black. A lot of the stuff that he owns is black. And so I immediately knew I wanted to do OD green when I saw that it was available. And then black was a no-brainer for Bob the Cigar Guy. Going forward,
there's lots of different colors. There's red and there's yellow.
There's a red, a yellow, a blue.
And a blue, yeah.
And then they had a camo, but it was back ordered, but it was a digital camo, and I didn't really like it. But that was just for the travel humidor.
And on our logos, we kind of, I'm not going to say we rushed. We want to make sure that we got it out, and we started to get lost in the weeds in the design process, because we'd have to send pictures, and then me and Steve would talk about it, and then they'd have to send back renderings, and it just got to be too long. And so in this logo, I'm liking the logo. I'll keep the logo on my next Travador, but it probably will be, instead of a full circle, it will just be a larger image, maybe cut into pieces or something, or BTCG on the side with it or something. So this is we're probably not going to make any more just like this. I'm thinking we're going to do a lot like Crown Heads does, where they'll make a bunch of swag and hats or whatever, and then they won't make that again. That'll be done. We'll go with something else new to get different people. And, if you want to get different styles and different sets of stuff, we encourage that as well. So I lost my paper. Chiefs logo does much better than mine on a horizontal image because it can stretch out.
Yeah, I think
so.
One of the things I want to try to do is go with a buddy of mine who, or there's a couple people that I could ask, and see, hey, do you think that you could help me design something? Because I like my Chief logo on it, but I kind of wish there was like some faint cigar leaves across the whole entire back of it.
Right, and we didn't do any of that extra backdrop stuff. We basically sent them our logos, and they basically sent us a rendition of what they thought it would be. We did a little bit of adjustment, but not much. Hopefully, we'll be starting extremely soon on getting our next set of merch done, and it probably won't drop until, hopefully, Thanksgiving, Christmas.
Well, now, fortunately, the thing is I have the established skill set with Shopify to add things to the Shopify. We pay for an amount to only have so many things up there, but once things sell out, we're not going to have them up there anymore.
Right.
So we'll take them off. We'll add new things. I don't think we'll do another. I don't think I would want to do another travel humidor, but I would love to see. Hold up that Republic of Debauchery cutter right there in front of you. Our good buddy Law, and congratulations, by the way, Law. Formerly, I guess he's still with the Republic of Debauchery, but he's actually now a Davidoff employee. He's going to be doing the Xeno tour around the country. But I'd love to see a Chief logo with some cool tobacco leaves or cigars or something.
Now, I know that logo is bigger on the back when you've got this flat face, but my vote is, and I'm going to lean in pretty heavy on this, is that it's a through cutter, not just a perfecto cutter. Number one, because the cutter is so good at cutting that it actually leaves a schmutz on the inside, and it's kind of frustrating sometimes to knock it out. I really do appreciate when your cutter can go all the way through, especially if you're doing a perfecto or a torpedo tip. So
Ricky J says he would spend $40 on a square brim BTCG hat.
Well,
Lawrence of Vazino.
That's funny. The hats aren't out of the realm of possibility. It's just that is a huge initial payment, and if we throw all that money into it and then the hats don't move,
well, here's the thing.
Then we're stuck with a bunch of hats.
If hats get done, he gets to take over the whole entire situation with that. So
what do you mean?
You get to design them, you get to sell them. Because I ain't messing with hats. I ain't doing it. That's a lot of work, man.
What do you mean?
How I did all the stuff with the cigar swag and stuff.
You're talking about the designing or doing it, put it on the website?
You can do the hats. You can do the hats. And you can put them on the website too. Or sell them at the back of your truck. Either or. Whatever you want to do. I give you the login. I tell you what. This Undercrown Shade Supremo smoked fantastic. Really enjoyed it. Now I'm going to switch over to another Undercrown. I'm going to switch over to the Undercrown 10. Nice Maduro action here. This is the regular. This is not the 20, the Pedro exclusive. I like this cigar.
The Agua is a great stick. It's a truly different flavor profile because the tobacco is under fermented. The wrapper is under fermented, and it's very wet when they put it in the palm frond leaves, and so you pull out that essence of that palminess, that dry, that little bit of a bitter quality to it, and it's a fantastic cigar. And they age it a year after they roll it. They age it for a full year because they're allowing the wrapper to mature for that added year. Fantastic cigar.
It's a really good cigar. I really like it. It's actually kind of funny to hear Bob Ellis loves that cigar as much as he does, because there are very few cigars that Bob Ellis and I completely agree on. And I love the Agua. Probably one of my favorite cigars from J.C. Newman.
Last week, I had planned on doing the J.C. Newman review on the Agua, and I went looking because we had a couple boxes at one point. I went looking for it, and I couldn't find it. We had none. So I couldn't do the review because I'm out of it.
Oh, Sookie. There's been another order.
Wow.
There's been another order, sitting at 8 total orders. And it was a Chief bundle pack. Yeah, back on level terms.
That's hilarious.
Gary Z with the cutters with an open back is nice. Bob Ellis loved the Undercrown 10. Ooh, look at there. Two cigar. What? Why are we bonding? Adam Wolf just lit up the Viaje Birthday Blend Part 2. Ooh, nice. I haven't smoked a whole lot from Viaje. Actually, I think I've only smoked one cigar that I can remember from Viaje, and it was the Zombie. And it was a really good cigar.
Aren't they? Viaje's the one that does the ghost pepper and the other ones.
Bob Ellis says maybe that bitter is what I like. I love IPAs.
Bitter's not a bad flavor when done in balance. When it makes sense to be there, Like dark chocolate has a bitter quality to it. Espresso coffee has a bitter quality to it. Some of your wines have that
Dark
tannins.
chocolate just tastes like butt. I hate dark
No,
chocolate.
dark chocolate's good.
I'm not a big chocolate fan.
It's good for your
as it
heart
is.
too.
All chocolate is.
Milk
Like-
chocolate, not so much.
Well, milk chocolate's not like actual chocolate. It's like
you
it's
can't
like
say I'm
added.
eating a Snickers for my heart health.
No, but like eating like cacao nibs and like legit coffee or chocolate bars. Yeah, I mean there's still a lot of sugar, but because you can't just eat chocolate without sugar, it doesn't taste good at all. You gotta have some sugar in there. Viaje does do the ghost pepper and all those. I've got a ghost pepper. I ain't never gonna touch it.
It's not bad. It's not what you think. It's not super spicy. It is peppery. I'll tell you that. But
I just have no desire to smoke a cigar that makes me not enjoy the full experience.
in my 13 days of Halloween that I did with all the different costumes, 5 years ago now?
That's Tatawahe.
No, they weren't all Tatawahe. I did the first year I did it. I did a Gurkha Ghost. I did the Viaje Ghost Pepper, and it was the Halloween series, which was a white paper wrapper instead of the red and the green.
Like I said, I've had the Viaje Zombie, and I liked that. That was good. But I had sat on that for a while.
Didn't they have a zombie antidote as well?
I'm not sure, possibly. I got it in a Secret Santa, and had never opened up the Secret Santa cigars for a while, just because there weren't a whole lot of cigars in it that I was really familiar with that I didn't think would be great. But that one was really good. I still have that bag of cigars. I need to look through it and see if there's anything in it. I'm like, maybe I should smoke that. Ricky J, my second stick tonight is going to be a Highclere Castle Victorian. Ooh, little foundation action. What are you smoking in your second cigar over there?
Hang on, let me light this. It's hard enough to light it with this light shining in my
Southern
face.
Draw cigar?
No, I saw Southern Draws coming back out with the 300 hands.
I thought they were selling their company.
They're coming out with the 300 hands. You know, it takes years
Adam
to
Wolf
come out with
Chief.
a brand.
For
so.
me, it has a heavy black pepper note and slight cayenne note. Oh, interesting. I can't tell what that thing is. My father?
This is the EP Carrillo
Carrillo.
Pledge.
The Pledge.
The Pledge. I think that was one of the number ones for a year, wasn't it? I think it was a couple years ago.
Possibly. That or the Allegiance. Yes. I don't think I think the post that I remember reading was that they were going to sell their majority stake, wanted to basically retain. They weren't selling, they were just offering it up for the possibility of selling.
Right.
So maybe they decided, maybe we won't sell. Or maybe they've got a buyer that says,
Well,
hey, I want to buy it out, but I want you to stay on and do all your stuff.
It takes years to come up with the blend, to age the blend, and then to come up with the packaging and stuff. So they didn't just do that 6 months ago. I mean, they've had that going for a while, I would gather.
Sphere Tobacco had the Viaje white label once and enjoyed it. Yeah, I don't think I've smoked too much from Viaje. Like I said, maybe when I first started smoking, I don't remember a lot of the cigars that I smoked, just because I was smoking them just to smoke them, not to be a cigar smoker and fully enjoy them. But I anytime, like if I go into a lounge and they have Viaje, I probably won't ever know because I'm not looking for it. Ricky J. Jeremy Sears Hold Fast Stick tasted like a jalapeno. Ooh. I don't know if I'd want to smoke a cigar that tastes like a jalapeno. I like pickled jalapeno, but I don't like fresh jalapeno.
So in 2023, the number 11 was the Pledge by E.P. Carrillo.
For who?
Cigar Aficionado.
Is that the standard?
The only list that matters.
Okay.
That's the one when they came out with like the Andalusian Bull, and everybody bought every Andalusian Bull, and the Andalusian Bulls went up overnight.
That wasn't
by
2023.
50%. No, that was a while ago. 18,
That
19.
was like, 2019.
18, 19, yeah. But they do that every year. They come out with the number one cigar, and then everybody runs out and buys it. And then 6 months later, everybody complains about it. And then people who didn't like the cigar say, well, it's just a pay to play, and they just bash the fool out of it. But Cigar Aficionado is the standard. Top
Jay Bates has got an
list.
Undercrown Pequeña. Got the little bitty. But he's always on a time crunch, so he's got to get him in when he can. But we're Undercrown brothers. I'm Undercrown 10. Sammy Flo would appreciate this. I don't know if he's still watching or not. Sammy Flo is an Undercrown 10 fool. That man, I feel like anytime I see him smoking, it's a non-metal band Adventura or a Undercrown 10. Mac Burke says, back. Crazy night here at the house. Go to sleep, boys.
Well, now they're 2 incomes, so.
That's awesome. I'm excited for Rebecca. I know you said it was exciting at the house, so I'm sure the party's just getting started. Hopefully you guys will go out and have a fun celebratory dinner. I'm glad to see that you made it back to the States okay. You were overseas last week, I believe. Right. Over there in, was it Scotland or was it England? I want
to say England.
I know my Scottish DLBC cohort was there and hung out with you. After the show, I'm going to go and do some yard work and smoke my first Black Diamond. Ooh, a little J.C. Newman action coming up your way.
That one's a good stick.
That is a great stick. I don't know if I would make that a yard cigar, though. Yosef, welcome into the show. Hello, Chief. Hello, Bob the Cigar Guy. How are you doing this evening? Are you smoking anything? If you are, I'd like to know.
Mac was in England.
We got the love button being smashed over by B.A. Castro, Supreme Tobacco, Rick Carroll, Sammy Flo, and Adam Wolf. And the like button smashed by Francesco, Mac Bergson, Dan Burns, Ron Maggio, Jay Bates, and Michael Zakovec. Speaking of old, oh no, I thought I saw his name. Old Ronald Smith will be in studio with us next week, right?
Thursday.
Bob Ellis says, Cuban question. Can I bring one back into the U.S. legally? When you travel back into the United States, you're allowed a certain amount of Cubans, right?
The original ruling was if you go to Cuba, you can bring back so many cigars worth either so much money or so many individual sticks. Going to Canada and buying some and bringing it back, going to Europe and buying some and bringing them back, it is questionable.
Let's see.
People bring them back. If you go to the Bahamas, do not buy Cuban cigars because none of them are Cuban cigars. Even the LCDH that I went to, the Casa del Habano in the Bahamas that I looked, they had a very nice display. It looked very legit. And then I asked how much they were, and they were basically Cuban market prices. And so how much if I buy a box? And she looked up and she did some math and this and that, and she was going to sell me the box at 40% of what the MSRP Cuban is supposed to be. There's no way that they could do that because if they're real Cubans, they had to pay at least half. So they're going to sell it to me for a loss, and I just don't believe that to be happening. So I stand on buying Cubans at the Bahamas. Don't do it.
Tobacco. Says you are permitted to bring 100 cigars or 200 cigarettes, one carton, into the U.S. duty-free. Cuban cigars are prohibited.
But if you bring them in, usually there's not a problem. Some people will go to the extreme of they will pull the bands off the cigars and put the bands in whoever they're going with in their bag so that they can bring them over. And if somebody says, why do you have all these bands? They say, well, I got all these bands because I smoked all these cigars and I want to hang them on my wall, or I want to make a piece of art with them and stuff like that. You can get around that way.
I feel like when my buddy Simon, who came over from Scotland, just a couple months ago to the United States of America as a Scottish international, brought Cubans with him to smoke while he was in the States.
You can do it, but they can stop you. They usually don't. They usually don't worry about it. It's usually not a problem. But if you've got somebody with a bad mood, they could make things hard. So.
Says his son is going to be in Italy this summer. I don't want him getting arrested at customs.
I'm going to Europe this year. Me and the first lady going on a cruise in September over in Europe, and I plan to buy some Cubans and bring them back. So they're not going to arrest you. They will just confiscate them, and you will not have them, and they will smoke them for you.
When I came back from Nicaragua, I brought back a bunch of cigars with me, and they were in my carry-on. They didn't get searched.
Well, they're not Cuban.
Okay, but you can probably
Correct.
buy Cubans. Like, I came from Nicaragua, so who's not to say I didn't buy Cubans in Nicaragua? Came to America
Correct.
through TSA and onboarding back,
Right.
through customs. They didn't search me in
Right.
the multiple cigars that I brought.
They usually don't. But the letter of the law is that if they want to create a stink, they can. Look, I had a lighter that was basically a Bic lighter, and it was a torch, and they took my torch and they took my lighter. They wouldn't give it back to me because they said I could borrow somebody else's lighter in this. So they can get really stinky if they want to, and so it just depends. You're at the mercy of TSA.
Max says, if you're the Cuban government and you can sell cigars to China at 125% of the price, or to the Bahamas for 60%, which would you do? Joseph, having A.G. Fernandez Blind Man Award. Ooh, a nice man award. Be prepared to pay through the nose. BTCG taxes are so high over there. Bob Ellis says, the fines I found listed online is enough to probably keep me from trying. I don't know. Have him try a couple on his person, like in his carry-on luggage, and if they take them, they take them.
Or you put them in your stowed luggage, your check bag.
Check bag.
They're not going to break in everybody's bags looking for Cuban bands on, because you can't. I don't think you can see what band it is.
I wouldn't say
on
even a
X-ray.
minimum. I mean, Cal says if you bring back a box for personal consumption, they shouldn't mess with you. Just don't try to bring back 10 boxes. I think that's probably the thing, is they're looking for, the guys who are trying to bring them back, a bunch of them, and sell a bunch of them, right? Possibly put them in a shop or whatever. Not, one or two personal, cigars.
Right.
Oh, yeah, bring an empty, all-plastic torch in a carry-on, get fluid in the lounge. J-Bait says that's because you've been flagged by TSA, Bob Cigar Guy.
Truth. Facts.
You have been flagged. You're on a list. Over here. Make sure I haven't missed.
And if you've got me going through a TSA airport, and you've got this guy right here going through a TSA airport, who looks more like a terrorist? Let's be honest. I just look like a broke down old man.
Yeah, but I scare people.
So, I mean,
I'm a large individual.
TSA likes to mess with large individuals.
They don't mess with me. They're like you dainty boys.
They stick the dog on you. I don't care how big you are.
Old dainty boys over there.
I hear you.
That was another thing, is I was the tallest guy competing this week too. That was kind of interesting, because a lot of times I feel small next to some people. We talked about that last week. The guy that y'all called Baby Huey, he was like 4 or 5 inches taller than me.
Shaped like Grimace, though.
But just because you're big doesn't always mean you win. I got second place. Now, the guy who beat me was about an inch shorter than I was, so he wasn't a small guy. Stogie Sister says, my attitude will match.
That's funny.
Got that big attitude. But no, yeah, I don't know. I would say, if he can get a couple of them, I would. Again, my buddy Simon came over to the United States just a couple months ago, and he brought some Hoya de Monterreys with him, and he got to keep them on him. So, I'd say do it. Gary Brooks goes up to Canada and comes back with Cubans, and he sends them. So,
yeah,
it's possible.
It is possible. Just be prepared to lose them if you lose them.
Bob Ellis says, I'll probably be going to Italy for a wedding, so I'll probably just wait and try a Cuban in country. That's
smart.
That's a safe way to. That's a safe
Smart.
bet.
Be prepared to spend money. Cubans are expensive now. More expensive than they were. I mean, they went up in price a lot.
Well, if they're being sold for 125% of the price to China.
Well, no, the Cuban market, they said they upped their prices. Everybody started complaining about it. It's like 40, 50% or some ridiculous number like that. And there's a lot of people that say if you add up all the Cuban cigars that are sold in a given year and you map out how much acreage Cuba has, they can't make Cuban puros at that volume with the amount of tobacco they have. So a lot of the Cuban aficionados say that they are now blends from other countries as well.
Laureen said that Cuba's buying tobacco from Nicaragua.
So Max said some prices are raised 300%. So
Cal says you should be okay coming back from Italy. I'm originally from Italy, and I have traveled a lot between Italy and the U.S., and they never messed with me. Bob says, I want to just try. I want to see what all the hype is. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it's a great cigar. I hope it's a cigar that isn't plugged, smokes well.
right.
And you get to say that you had a fine, genuine Cuban cigar. Didn't have to worry about, it being fake or anything because you got it from an LCDH in a country that sells Cuban cigars.
And LCDH is La Casa del Habano, which is the Cuban government's cigar stores, basically. And so they're the ones that run it, or they're the ones that legalize it, or whatever. Now, there's a possibility that they might even have fake Cubans in there as well. I've heard that story as well. So.
Yeah, I've been checked for smuggling salami. Crazy expensive most lines now. Cubans use tobacco from Nicaragua, the Dominican Republic, and Honduras. Cubans are okay and burn kind of wonky. I'm enjoying the New World blends from Nicaragua and the Dominican Republic. Yeah, I think Nicaragua has firmly established themselves as the cigar center of the world.
And Cubans are not my favorite cigar country, but there is no taste of a Cuban except a Cuban. I've never had a cigar that tasted just like a Cuban. There's a difference. That perfumey quality, that tingle, it's just different. There's a tingle.
You get a tingle?
It's like you eat too much ice and your tongue kind of gets numb with that little tingle. No, it's in your mouth.
Cal says, don't Cubans need to be aged for a while? I think the thing that I've kind of come to with talking with some of my buddies who are international is, you really do want to age Cubans. And that New World cigars just don't age like Cubans age.
Well, Cubans are called the sick period. They don't always age their cigars from Cuba before they sell them, so the tobacco is not fully cured or fully aged. And so the first year that you have them, most people, when they buy boxes, will let them sit for a year before they crack the boxes, just to let the tobacco rest like it's supposed to.
Most say age for at least a year, usually 3. I should have said, are they like $50 each, or are they more?
It could vary. You could have, I think there's $125 for one of them that I've seen. But you're getting your Cohiba lines. You're getting your Romeo lines, your Monte Cristo lines, your Chutney lines.
I think you can get into a lot of those lines for not $50 a piece.
Correct.
But it's like trying to stay in the under $10 lines here in the United States, right? You can do it, but you're not getting the Liga Privadas, you're not getting the Sin Compromisos, you're not getting the Tabernacles, you're not getting the high quality New World cigars, right?
And if I'm gonna smoke my only Cuban over in Europe, I'm not gonna grab if my budget will allow, I'm not gonna grab a budget stick. I'm gonna grab the most exclusive, like the Vieques or something like that, just so that I can experience that top shelf cigar that I'll probably never experience again.
Yeah.
I would stop drinking Diet Pepsis every day, and I would save that money to where I could afford to spend way too much money on a cigar, and I would just enjoy it in its decadence and opulence.
Yosef, anyone try the Hooten and Young cigars? We got a
Mhm.
box of the. What is that?
Gothic Serpent. That's the 13 Stripes box, which 13% of all proceeds went to veterans charities. But it's the Gothic Serpent cigar. We've had a couple of the Hooten Young.
So, your sister, you can find Cubans that are house blends for lounges around the world. Jay Bates, the only cigar I've had that can compare to a Cuban is the Her Habano. I've only had a Monte Cristo number 2 in Cohiba, Mexico. Ricky J with the Nicaraguan. Caliber, I want to go to Cuba and do some shopping.
Me too. Now, Cuba has their own rum, and that's good stuff.
The Havana Club?
It's a little sweet, the Havana Club. A little on the sweet side. We had it just recently. Stephen was what was everybody over for? Everybody was over the house, and so we got cigars. And I asked Gracie if she wanted something to drink, and she goes sure. And I pulled out the Havana Club brand new bottle, cracked it open, poured her out some. Maybe it was Mother's Day. Poured her out some.
It was Mother's Day.
Poured Chief out some.
We did the gifts.
Poured me out some, and then Caitlin decided she wasn't going to drink it. And I was like, I'm not pouring it back in the bottle because it's got ice, and I'm not going to throw it in the yard. So I spent some quality time with some Cuban rum.
Cal, speaking of Italy, have you guys smoked any of the Toscano cigars? I have a couple of them. I've never smoked any of them.
I smoked them. They're all right. They're not memorable to me. They're not a bad cigar, but they're just not something that makes me say, "Ooh, I got to grab another one of those."
Law says you can't buy Cuban brands in Cuba anymore. They only have shop rolls, which that does make sense because why sell them for cheap in Cuba when you can sell them for a lot out of Cuba?
Makes a lot of sense.
Adam Wolf says, had about 5 Cubans over the years. They were nice, but I still prefer New World cigars. I'm the same way. I'm glad that I've enjoyed a few Cubans in my lifetime to say that I've smoked Cuban cigars. But if you laid out, Cubans and New World cigars, I'm going to grab New World cigars as well. The only reason I'm grabbing the Cubans is just because I don't ever get the chance to smoke those Cubans.
Right.
Plus, I really do not prefer the Cuban palate. I'm not a
agreed.
I'm not a super smooth light smoker. Clint Eastwood cigars. Ricky J, anyone tried the Mike Tyson cigar yet?
I have not. That's funny.
Law,
are you smoking the Davidoff Oro tonight, or are you smoking the Zeno Platinum?
Cal, I don't know. A local lounge carries them, but they didn't have those Italian ones I wanted to try, and yet the Kentucky tobacco is grown near where I am from.
The MB Fumas are Italian, aren't they?
I don't know if they have Italian tobacco in them. I think they're all still Nicaraguan tobaccos. Stogie Sister reminds me of fire cured tobacco. And then cigar. Law Ream had smoked the I think he said he smoked that one. Or maybe it was the Year of the Dragon he smoked he didn't like. I don't think I've ever smoked a cigar that celebrates an athlete that I've been like, oh yeah, I'd buy that again.
What's your second one about?
The 85.
Mm-hmm.
I never smoked any of those.
I smoked a Big Poppy. I smoked a Ditka. The Ditka was good.
I don't think I've ever had a Ditka.
Ditka was good.
I had a couple baseball player cigars. I had Ray
Lewis.
Yeah, Ray Lewis cigar. I did not like that at all. The wind is blowing all the cigars right past my eyes all night tonight. Hadn't done that yet this year, and tonight it's like double pain on me. It's messing me up. I look like I'm crying. Oh yeah, let me put you on the solo out so I can wipe my eyes with my shirt.
The Zeno Nicaragua. Zeno did a rebranding, a couple years ago, where their bands got much brighter in color, kind of reminded me of a upper class Camacha.
Which would make sense.
Yeah, it would make sense. But it seemed like the price point had dropped down, and it was less exclusive in the feel. Because I remember the Zeno Platinum in the that double perfecto they had.
So Law can be bought.
It's like Max says, I smoke what they pay me to smoke.
Right. I ain't hating on it. The Italian cigar from Toscana has Benevento grown Kentucky tobacco. Also got to try some test blends. Ooh. Bob Ellis, the Big Poppy wasn't very good. Jay Bates says Chief has had all those Rock Patel MLB lines. Gary's answer: how many athletes have cigars out there? A lot.
No. Now the best.
Look, I'm proud of Law. There's nobody more
Absolutely.
proud of Law than me. I'm so excited for him.
That is
I'm
cool.
happy for him.
And he fits so well.
I'm gonna hate that the content from Republic of Debauchery is probably gonna look different. But I'm so glad that I'm friends with Law and get to see him outside of just Republic of Debauchery.
And Law, if we go to PCA, if we get to go to PCA next year, I want a review with Law Ream.
That's if Davidoff goes. Davidoff hasn't been the past few years. They're the last of the big four to hold out.
Are they? Well, Law, make it happen.
Bob Ellis says, I'm a big Steelers fan, so I tried the Ike Taylor cigar. Not very good either. Dan Burns, wasn't the band of Cuba due to Castro? I don't know. I know my eyes are watering, but I think I can read. I would have thought it was over by the band.
That was
band
Red
of
October. That was because the Soviet Union was putting missiles or something on Cuba, and they said, no, you're not going to do that. And they said, we're not going to support anything. No, there's an embargo. You can't buy anything from Cuba. And it was funny that Kennedy, and it's proven, he told this guy right before he passed the order, he goes, go buy me 2 bottles of boxes of my favorite Cuban cigar. And then right after they got the cigars, that's when they posted the embargo. So
Cal says, as long as they have a one-party system with the only party being the Communist Party. The U.S. government site is pretty clear about Cubans.
And there are companies from Europe. There's a couple of them. I'm not going to mention their names, but they're easy enough to find. You can buy Cubans from them, and their deal is you buy the Cubans at a premium. They will ship them to you, and if they get held at customs and you get the little letter that says, we kept your stuff, shame on you, you send that letter, you take a picture of it, you send it back to them. They will send you a second box for free. If that second box gets flagged and caught, they say, well, you just lost your money. So that's one of the ways some of the Cuban cigar aficionados would get their cigars for the longest time, as they would go through those routes.
Allison Hunter hit the like button on Facebook, and Law Ream hit the love button on Facebook. Thanks, Law Ream. Thank you, Miss Allison.
Law, we were showing off for comparison the amazing cutter from the Republic of Debauchery.
Republic of Cigars.
The Republic of Cigars. This was handed to me by the Law Ream himself. So that's why it sits right at my desk. I've got this cutter, and then I've got my Saka cutter.
Yeah, we were talking about our merch. And if anybody has been watching, didn't get to see. Oh wait, let me go back. Didn't get to see the presentation of where to find our merch. Over here to share my screen. If you go to ChevetteReport.com, that's the website run by yours truly, covering the cigar world one post at a time. Come up to the top, nice orange box that says merch, merch, merch. Click on it, and it takes you over to our merchandise. We have a BTCG 5-count travel case, a black torch that features the BTCG and Chief logo, but because it's black and matches the BTCG travel case, it features the Bubba Cigar Guy logo. You can buy the BTCG bundle pack, which comes with the 5-count travel humidor, the torch, the cutter, and a free wooden cigar rest. If you go over to the much more beautiful green Chief bundle pack. It comes with the green lighter, which has the Chief logo on one side, Bob Cigar logo on the other. It comes with the Chief cutter and a free wooden cigar rest. If you don't want to purchase the whole bundle pack, you can come down and you can get just the travel cases by themselves. They're 5-count travel humidors from Quality Imports. We have the cut tools. They're called cut tools on the website because we don't want to get flagged for a cigar cutter. But it has one Chief cutter, one Bob Cigar cutter, so 2 cutters. That's why it's plural tools. Or you can just get yourself the OD Green Torch. Now, if you want to mix and match and you want to do like a Green Torch and a Bob Cigar Guy humidor and the cutters, or if you want to do the green travel humidor and the Bob the Cigar Guy lighter, you can do that. It does save you just a little bit of money if you do buy the bundle packs,
And you get the rest.
and you get the rest. That's the only way you can get the rest is through the bundle packs, and you get free shipping for any order over 50 bones.
Continental U.S.
Continental U.S. only. So, let me see. Cal, but you can travel there as a friend of Cuba as long as you don't stay in government-owned hotel or buy anything that is owned by the government.
You can go for education as well, and you can go for agriculture.
I want to go to the Humidors de Habana and get a humidor. The guy makes them all by hand. All the inlays are done by hand. Truly works of art. Yosef, what's your favorite unicorn type rare cigar? Had an Ortega Fast Eddie Lancero. Tasty. Unicorn? I don't know. Liga A is really good.
Well, there's the unicorns, the
Dumbarton Tobacco and Trust unicorns,
right,
which are great.
But now the Opus Between Heaven and Earth, Purple Rain, phenomenal cigar. I don't even know if they make them anymore, but that cigar is just...
Matt Brugger, no worry. You're here. That's all that matters. Hopefully you're safe and in good health. Yeah, Liga A is hard to come by anymore these days because it's not the JD exclusive event cigar anymore. I love that cigar. Obviously, the unicorns that you can get from Dumbarton Tobacco and Trust are great.
Manifesto.
Yeah. I've got a Bashert that I've not smoked yet. Need to smoke, but that's a super rare cigar, right? I don't know. I mean, there's all sorts of cigars out there that are unicorns that I've never even heard of or thought of. So it's kind of hard to.
The Davidoff Oro.
I'm just not a Davidoff guy,
I like
but I
Davidoff.
love my Davidoff guy.
I like Davidoff. Some of them. The Davidoff Tampa was really good.
The Churchill, I like the Churchill. Winston Churchill's good. The Davidoff Nicaragua was good.
Xeno Platinum was good. The Camacho barrel fermented Red Band. That was an amazing cigar as well. And then there were, what was the other one? Avo. There's a couple of Avos that I liked a lot.
I smoked a few Avos. I don't know if I've ever really said, "Hey, I love those cigars."
There's a couple. There's a whole different vibe on the blend, the way the flavors stack. He was a musician and he was a gentleman. He was a very good entertainer as well. And one of the things that I always wanted to get and I never got was they had a humidor, had 5 cigars in it, and it looked like a turntable. And you flipped up the turntable and the cigar sat inside of it. And I always thought that would be a cool display piece. Yeah, it was cool.
Cal's got 3 of the Billish Boulevards. Not sure if they're unicorns, but they were limited release. Hey, I've never even heard of them, so they're unicorns to me. Laureen, gotta go. Love you, my brothers, forever. Love you. Have fun. Stay safe. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Proud of you, Bubba.
I'd love to see the Espinosa make a knuckle sandwich Lancero. Oof. I'm just not a Lancero fan. There's a few Lanceros I like, but not many.
You haven't tried that Cabanetta yet.
Nope, have not. The Cabanetta Lancero, because I've had Cabanetta. The Bullish Boulevards from West Tampa.
He was a master blender for Camacho, right?
CAO.
CAO. That's right.
So, yeah, Ricky Rodriguez used to blend for CAO. Now he blends his own family company with West Tampa. I like the West Tampa Red the most out of everything I've had from West
Agreed.
Tampa.
He's a neat fellow.
Yeah.
We were in the same hotel at Vegas this year, and he was entertaining.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed meeting him last year at PCA and seeing him again this year for PCA. Our paths didn't cross for an interview, but enjoyed getting to see Rick Rodriguez at the hotel. And you guys talked for a long time one day.
Yeah, we chopped it up for a good while.
I was eating breakfast with my boy Fotos de Puros. I was eating waffles. Because that was the only thing they had on the menu that didn't have eggs. Speaking of eggs, my chickens are on production overdrive right now because my kids and my wife have been feeding them clover like crazy.
Clover?
Yeah. There you go. Chickens love clover, man. And the patch of clover that used to grow next to where the chicken run and chicken coop is, they can reach their heads up the fence.
And they get it?
And they get it. So they've ate it back as far as as close as it'll come to the fence line. So every day the kids are out there picking clover, dandelions, throwing them back there to the chickens. So they're on egg production overdrive right now. My garden is blowing up. I'm about to have more beans than I could ever want.
Did you get half runners or vines or bush beans?
I thought they were vines, but I think they're bush beans, but they're long green beans. So last year, Jamie and I, we went together and made a garden out at his house, and I just didn't get over as much as I'd wanted to. We planted way too big of a garden for just us, and I think it's the same beans we planted last year. So they're good beans. They're good raw and they're good cooked. So we're about to be eating a lot of beans. Cal, the two I have smoked so far have been amazing. I have a box in the attic series from West Tampa Tobacco. Those are pretty good as well. So your sister Chief, have you guys created a covered yard for the chickens? Bird flu? I know my sister has. So my chickens are Fort Knoxed. They have been Fort Knox their whole entire lives. My coop is predator proof, child proof, and sometimes my wife proof. I think she just doesn't want to go in there. But yeah, my birds can't get out and nothing can get in.
Well, time to add some chickens to the flock, isn't it?
No. When these chickens go, these chickens gone.
You ain't gonna do chickens no more.
I love my chickens, but I don't. I bought the chickens with the anticipation of everybody helping out with chickens, and nobody helps out with chickens. So 4 hens, 1 rooster, all I need. So
The only now once they quit putting out eggs, you gonna have them for dinner?
Everything I've ever been told about laying hens is you don't ever really turn them into meat hens. They don't do the same. Like they look like big fluffy chickens, but they don't grow meat the same way that meat chickens do.
I thought older chickens and roosters and stuff make better soup.
It's a possibility. Mine are probably just going to die of natural causes and get buried or thrown down in the ditch.
Ooh, stinky.
Cal says, my chickens free range all over my property and my neighbor's property. Nobody really raises chickens, so I don't really have to worry about bird flu. Supreme Tobacco, sorry, fam. Need to head to dinner. Love you all. Catch you next week. Thank you, Supreme Tobacco, for hanging out with us. Love you. Mean it so much. I'll be talking with you later. I had another reaction come over. Chad Carpentier, thank you for hitting the like button over on Facebook. Appreciate that. And for everybody who's hit the like button over on YouTube. I just can't see those numbers because we have 19 people on YouTube currently watching. Your PCA 2024 review was fun to watch. Are you looking forward to New Orleans PCA? Oh, yeah.
If we get to go. I mean, that's every year we get sponsored, and we've been sponsored for the past 2 years. Hopefully we did good enough and they see value in it and they bring us back next year. If they do, we'll be happy to go and enjoy Vegas or New Orleans, which I will not be going on Bourbon Street. I've done it once. I'll never have to do it again.
I hear New Orleans is pretty picky about cigar smoking outside too.
It's huge. It's that's why they quit doing it in New Orleans, is because it was so aggressive.
Taboo.
Yeah, and they didn't even want to do it in the convention center. Vegas was crazy. The fact they did the convention center this year instead of at the Venetian,
Hmm.
it was a lot less strict because you were in a big building and you didn't have people walking through hotel rooms with cigars and stuff. But when we went the first year, it was, if you walked outside, if you walked out of the convention hall at all, they were like, you better throw that out. And they actually told everybody that if you get caught with a cigar, it's a $10,000 fine, or
Well, you can
it's
smoke in the casino.
in different parts of the casino.
No, all of the carpet was free to smoke.
Yeah, but you can't smoke where any of the live gaming tables are. If there's a dealer, you can't smoke there. I learned that playing roulette. You can't smoke cigars standing there with. If there's a live person, you can't smoke a cigar. It sucked.
So you says I heard Bourbon Street cigars are super expensive. I've been seeing a lot of stuff on Instagram of some cigars down in New Orleans that have, like, there were factory smokes that were $15. Now, when we went to New Orleans back in 2019 for the Louisiana Barn Smoker, we stopped in at a shop in downtown New Orleans, but wasn't near Bourbon Street. It was a couple of blocks away from Bourbon Street, and their cigars weren't overly expensive.
Neat little shop.
That was
though.
actually the last time I ever bought Waif cigars.
God, I forgot about Wave cigars.
I used
I
to
like
love those
Wave
things.
cigars.
I used to love those things.
Yeah, they smoke good.
Um,
Weird they smoke good in the shape that we're in.
Cal says Bourbon Street is meh. I prefer the French Quarter, better food. I think that's where we were when we bought our cigars, was in the French Quarter.
And then we went to get beignets and hot chocolate at that special place, and I wasn't that impressed.
Well, we went to Cafe
seagulls
Du
were
Monde
everywhere.
first,
Yeah,
and then we went to Cafe Beignet second. And I enjoyed Cafe Beignet more because it was a nice, quaint
small.
environment. It was right
Yeah.
next to the police
Police
department. So I enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun.
I had a hard time with all the birds walking around, and poop was everywhere. at
Jay
Cafe
Bates
Du
says,
Monde.
Chief, have you had the new coconut Dr. Pepper yet? No, I have not.
I have. Very coconutty. First lady had one.
Ooh.
Very, very coconutty. I can see putting some rum in it and having almost like a pina colada-ish Dr. Pepper.
Be fun. Well, we are right here at the end of the show. Thank you all for hanging out with us this week. Again, if you did not catch at any point during the show, we do. Oh, excuse me. We do have merch up and available. If you go to ChevetteReport.com and go to the top of the screen, right here, you can see the merch button. Press the merch button. It takes you over to another webpage, and it shows all of the available merch.
And thanks to everybody who already purchased.
Right? I think it's 8 purchases so far that have come through. Let me go back over here and let me see. Orders, 8 orders. I won't say who all ordered, just because in case they want to keep that private. But we do have 8 orders. 2 orders were for both packs, kits. So thank you, not only to everybody who ordered, but thank you to those guys, because that's a big purchase.
That's coin right there.
But super excited to get those out to you guys. Hopefully they'll be hitting doors by next week. And without further ado, thank you all for hanging out with us. Adam Wolf, another great show family. I'll try to catch you next week, but not sure if I'll be back in time to hang out with some friends. Congrats on Highland Sport and the merch, guys. Have a good weekend, everybody. Stay safe. We'll see you all next week, hopefully. Have a good week. The merch link will be up. If you want to wait till tomorrow or Monday or whatever day, the merch link is up. Things will sell until they're not there, and you better grab them while they're there if you can. We love you all. Thank you all for hanging out with us. See ya. Have you checked out ChevetteReport.com? It's the newest cigar media outlet to keep you in the know with all things cigar lifestyle related. From press releases to reviews, we have it all covered. Be some of our first members to join ChevetteReport.com and be a part of the next step in the cigar culture. ChevetteReport.com. Time to relax. Whew. Man, I'm beat. Whew. What are you doing? What are you doing here? Show's over. Go home. Go home. Show's over. What are you waiting for? You waiting for another show? This is a one-ticket entry. Go. Bye. Go. Go. Go.